Why didn't you tell me you were moving Mother from Rose Hill to a less expensive sanitarium?
Moving your mother? Now, why would you think I am?
Peter found out about it. He went to visit her.
Oh, that's the eye-opening news he had. What else did he tell you?
Just enough to make me wonder what's going on and how much I don't know about. I'm waiting for an explanation, Dad.
Yeah, well, just as soon as the sun came up this morning, there will be snow on the ground by nightfall.
It happens every time, huh? Now, you're going to tell me because a spider crawled across your bed. Oh, come on, that's nothing but pure superstition.
It is not. It's pure observation. Every time it's going to snow, the spiders come in because the ice around my place. I'm not kidding, every time.
Oh, Dr. Phillips, will you tell her? I mean,
don't
you
get me involved in this.
thing?
I know better than to get caught in the middle. I'll be a number 2.
Yeah, well, time will tell. But I'd keep my snow shovel handy if I was you.
I'd like to see Dr. Martin.
Oh, well, he's on his way to OR with a patient. Can I set you up something with Dr. Phillips?
No, I prefer Dr. Martin. When will he be back?
It's hard to tell since it's an emergency. I wouldn't wait around, though.
Well, he will be in tomorrow morning for sure. I can set you up something for then.
No, it's got to be done today. I'll see Dr. Phillips.
Well, he's in with a patient right now. If you'll just have a seat, he'll see you pretty soon.
Thank you.
Explain? About what? What has young Davidson led you to believe?
Mother's nurse told him that you're planning on moving her.
A nurse told him? Oh, Courtney, even if that were true, no nurse would give that kind of information to a perfect stranger.
Look, Dad, I'm not concerned with how he found out. I just want to know whether it's true or not.
Well, I'm rather surprised at how quickly you're taking his word over mine.
Are you moving her? Dad, are you or aren't you?
No, I'm not. Your mother will stay right where she is.
You had no plans to move her? Maybe to a sanitarium that wasn't as plush? Maybe to ease the financial burden that you're under?
You remember, Courtney, I told you that if you wanted her moved to another institution, even a state-operated one, that I'd do it. But then and only then would I consider it.
Yes, I know you did. But Peter...
I am not planning on moving your mother.
Well, why would Peter tell me something like that if it wasn't true?
It's perfectly obvious. He is desperately trying to break up your marriage to Vaughn. So now he's concocting stories.
No, he wouldn't do that.
Oh. I'll bet that he even tried to convince you to break off your engagement with Vaughn. Didn't he? I mean, there's no reason for you now to marry a Sumner with your mother in a less expensive facility. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that he did.
Peter.
Now, don't take it hard, honey. I mean, it's all been straightened out now.
He was so sincere. I believed everything he said. Oh, and the things he accused you of.
No more, huh? Look, honey, you're not the first beautiful young lady who's driven a young man to extremes, huh? Sweetheart. I know how much it hurts. Look, try to think of it as, well, a form of flattery. The young man wants you so much that he's willing to try anything.
Right on the button. 120/80, which means that your blood pressure is A-OK, Mr. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Sanders. Vic Sanders.
Yes, Mr. Sanders. So tell me, Mr. Sanders, how'd you happen to come by our little establishment here? Anyway, you don't look like our usual clientele.
Well, why don't you just save that magnetic charm of yours for your usual clientele?
Excuse me.
Finish, Lizzie?
Think about it.
Patient is all yours.
Thank you. Mr. Sanders, I see from your chart you've been here once before. Dr. Martin examined you.
Yeah, look, I don't like this idea of my medical records being passed around like some newspaper.
Well, I'm sorry, but that can't be avoided in a clinic, but I assure you your file is totally confidential. Now, I'd like to go ahead and get a sample for analysis. Dr. Martin explained to you about the test, didn't he?
Yeah, he did mention a few, yes.
All right, good. Now, are you taking any medication for hypertension?
No.
No. Antidepressants or tranquilizers?
No, could these things actually cause the condition?
Well, in some cases, but it could be a hormone imbalance, too, but we won't know the physical reasons, if there are any, until we finish the test.
Are you saying that it could also be just psychological?
Well, I'm not ruling that out, and if that is the case, I'll refer you to someone else. Now, about the test, you can take it home.
Oh, no, actually, I'd like to get everything taken care of here.
Well, we could, but we're testing for sterility as well as impotence, and it would help a great deal if you took the NPT test at home.
Well, I'll do it here, actually, and just wait for the results of the other one, the analysis.
Well, I'm afraid that won't be back from the lab today.
Well, how long will that take?
Well, 5 to 7 days.
Doctor, I can't afford to wait that long. This is urgent.
Well, I'm sorry. We can have the results of the test for impotence tomorrow if you administer the NPT test tonight yourself.
I'm sorry, Dr. Phillips. It's Ben Martin on line 1. He's about ready to scrub for OR, and he wanted to consult with you about the patient first.
Well, you tell him I'll be right there.
All right, I will.
So you don't think she heard anything we were talking about, do you?
Hey, Jeremy, I stopped by because, I guess you call him a preferred client of mine is going to be bidding at the auction. Well, actually, I'm going to be bidding for him because he prefers to remain anonymous.
So you stopped by to get a crash course on the Dar es Salaam Bible?
Well, yeah, it's something like that, yeah. Look, my secretary's going to be meeting here in just a little bit. Can we go right ahead with it?
Sure. Listen, I'm afraid I can't reveal much more than what's in this brochure. I just wish I could keep the Princess Yolanda from getting her hands on the Bible.
She's going to give us a run for our money, huh?
Yeah, unless they try to steal it again.
We're sure that's the same people?
I'm positive. That's Dave Phillips. They tried to kill him. You know what really galls me is that with all they've done, they weren't even charged, just because of diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, that is pretty rotten. But why in the world are they so hot after this thing in the first place?
Well, the princess's father once owned it. That was the King Dar es Salaam himself.
Yeah, it says here he's in exile.
I would say in hiding would be more like it. I don't think the only way he could return to Doria would be with a battalion of men as his calling card.
Why in the world would an old warrior like that spend so much of his energy trying to get something back that he gave away years ago?
Certainly not for sentimental reasons.
No. There's got to be some reason, though. There's got to be something that makes it so important for him to try like this.
Well, it was valued at $25,000. I would imagine he could get twice that on the black market.
$50,000 wouldn't be enough to justify the risks they've been taking. Is there something about this thing that you maybe didn't have room to print in that little brochure?
Like what?
Oh, I don't know, some old wives' tale maybe, legend or something, something that you didn't print there that just could be true?
What do you want to hear? Excuse me, that there's a treasure hidden in the Bible or something?
Sorry. I know you're a nice guy and all that, but every time I see your face, I get a little start. Hi, Harold.
Sorry.
You about ready to go?
Yeah, just about, I guess.
You know, there's one thing I wanted to ask you. Who do you think your brother is really trying to hunt down? Do you think it's Russ or Miriam or me?
That's right, Dr. Warner. I've changed my mind. Phyllis will be staying at Rose Hill. No. That's all right. You go ahead and handle it. And no one is to know I considered moving her. Yes. Yeah. Oh, and one more thing. I would appreciate it if no one at the hospital gave out any information to anyone concerning Phyllis's health, except directly to me. I hope I made myself perfectly clear. Thank you.
Well, she's gonna make it?
Hey, who make what?
Well, I thought I heard you mention Phyllis's name. No, I haven't seen my sister-in-law in a long time. It'd be just marvelous if she could get here for the wedding. But what are you looking at me that way for?
You know perfectly well that in all probability, Phyllis will not attend Courtney's wedding.
I know no such thing, Preston. After all, Courtney's getting married here at home. She said she's going to keep the wedding limited to family. Oh, come on. Let Phyllis get out of Rose Hill just this once. Unless...
Unless what?
Well, I assume that she can travel. So why not have one of the nurses from the sanitarium come with her? You certainly pay them enough.
Never mind how much money it's costing me, Charles. None of it's coming out of your pocket.
Well, you don't have to bite my head off. My only interest is making sure that my niece is happy at her own wedding.
Will you just stay out of it, all of it?
That's really not going to be too easy to do. Courtney marrying the right man is something that, unfortunately, Miriam never showed me. Well, I've got to answer that. Mrs. Lucas isn't here.
Yes, Charles. Answer the door. Stand on your head in the corner. Do anything except talk about the wedding.
Charles, Preston here?
Yes, he certainly is.
Preston, did you manage to find Courtney?
Find Courtney? Preston, you didn't tell me she was missing.
Now, settle down, Charles. Nothing has happened to Courtney. You do have a nasty habit of jumping to conclusions.
I'll second that one.
Well, then what are you two stewing about? You did ask Preston whether he had found Courtney, didn't you?
Because when I arrived, she was not here, and I did want to spend some time with my daughter. Is that all right with you, Charles?
Well, did you?
Did I what?
Find her, Preston. Find her.
Yes, Charles. She was with some friends, Charles. Charles, she'll probably be home for dinner. Now, do you have anything more valuable to do with your time, Charles, other than interrogate me?
I most certainly do, and I didn't need you to remind me of it.
Good.
I think I'll leave you two to your own devices. I've got some notes I have to look after so far as the auction is concerned.
Well, what did she say? Did Davidson come running to her and tell her about Phyllis?
Of course. She confronted me with it practically before I could say hello.
Oh, you didn't give it all away, did you, Preston?
No, Vaughn. I lied. For the first time in my life, I purposely lied to my daughter.
Well, you had to do that. You know that.
How manipulative we become. We should be the two that she could trust the most.
We do have her trust, Preston.
Do we?
Of course. Most important, you've made Davidson look dishonest in her eyes.
Well, as you can gather, I'm not particularly proud of what I did.
Preston, I know this was unpleasant for you, but look at it this way. You'll never have to do it again.
No, that's right. Never again. Not for you, for me, or anyone else. Never again.
Preston, I know how much you love her. This only proves it. In time, I know you'll come around to understanding it.
Well, you know what it proves to me? How we can deceive ourselves under the guise of helping those that we love. You better be good to her.
Preston, you know I will.
Don't you deny her anything.
I never have. I've even managed to convince my mother and father that it would be best to have the wedding in Kingsley, just like Courtney wanted.
It's good. Oh, maybe in time, when you two present your parents and me with a grandchild. Phyllis. Maybe then it'll all seem worthwhile.
I'm sure it will, Preston. I'm sure that it will.
Miss Farley, the few times I saw Lance, he never mentioned anything about coming after you.
You're not just saying that to make me feel better, are you?
Of course not. I wouldn't mislead you. Not about Lance. My hunch is the only reason he's hanging around Kingsley is to get even with Russ Weaver.
I hope you're right.
Well, of course he is, Babs. That really makes the most sense, you know?
Yeah, you're right, with Ronnie in prison and all. Still, it just gives me the creeps to think he's running around loose.
Excuse me. Yes? Yes, I'll be right there. You'll have to excuse me. The visiting curator's causing personnel conflicts.
Don't you worry about us. We'll take care of ourselves. You go on.
All right. If I don't see you later, I'll catch you at the auction.
Fine, I'll be there. Front row center. Unless Princess Yolanda beats me there.
Well, you better come early and get a seat.
Will do.
Miss Farley?
Call me Babs, okay?
Okay, Babs.
He's really a nice guy. You know?
Yeah, Babs, I thought you told me that you weren't worried about Lance being on the loose.
What, before? What, do I look nervous?
Now, what was that little thing that just went on here? Babs, look, when you start feeling scared or frightened, I want you to be sure to let me know.
Harold, really, I'm all right. I haven't thought twice about Lance. I was just worried about Russ and Miriam, that's all.
Babs.
Well, maybe just a little bit worried. But not for long.
I know what we can do to take your mind off Lance.
What?
You come to the auction with me.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh, Harold, really? Oh, I would love to go to the auction.
Sure.
Oh, that would be great.
All right, and we'll have dinner and everything.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
Oh, but we gotta hurry.
What's the hurry?
Well, because it's coming up soon, and I've got to get my hair done. I've got to buy a new dress and all that.
Yeah, but what about lunch?
You can have lunch later.
Yeah.
You keep them all bundled up now, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. If you need anything, you call Miss Figgins or Mrs. Redland there. You guys be okay. Take care now, huh? Bye-bye. There we go. Okay, see ya. Joan, I need a break. How's 10 minutes on?
Oh, I'll give you better than that. How about 15? You only got 2 more patients to see.
Will wonders never cease? Right from the hands of Ione Redland herself. 5 whole minutes. Who knows? Tomorrow you may get 5 more.
Peter.
You guys know it's snowing out there?
Hey, do spiders spin webs?
Huh?
Oh, don't pay that any attention. Just some more Lucy's ramblers. What can we do for you today?
Been around?
No, he's still at the hospital. Oh, Mr. Martin has a whole lot of demand here when he's not even here.
Anything I can do?
I didn't even expect to see you here. How's your shoulder?
Oh, it's coming along.
Well, I'm really looking for Ben, but, you got a few minutes?
15 of them. Come on.
Spiders.
Yeah, spiders. Is there any lab work back there for Vic Sanders? It's got to go out by tomorrow.
Oh, yes, it's in the lab.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't pretending that I was Vaughn. You see, Courtney's mom just thought I was, and so did the nurse. And then that's when I found out that her father's keeping some information from her that she should really know.
Oh, and you were faced with the decision of telling her.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, you catch on a lot faster than Ben. Well, see, Mr. Carpenter's thinking about moving his wife to some other sanitarium. One that's more affordable.
Well, that sounds reasonable to me. But why would he keep that from his daughter?
Well, okay. You know that Courtney is Charles Carpenter's niece.
Yes, your mother told me.
Okay, well, without telling you the whole story, Courtney has convinced herself that she needs to marry Vaughn to secure a financial future for her mom and dad.
Oh, you mean to pay for the stay in that expensive sanitarium?
Right. But now she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to suffer through a whole marriage with Vaughn for the sake of her family.
Well, did you tell Courtney about this?
Not until I gave her father a chance. But he wouldn't even admit to it. Then I told her. You would have done the same thing, wouldn't you?
Well, possibly. I think it's always best to tell the truth. But, Peter, if I were you, I'd watch it. I wouldn't try to influence her thinking, especially where her father's concerned. Families are, well, funny about things like that. And you're still an outsider.
Well, I left it all up to her. But I have this feeling that real soon I'm going to find out that the wedding is off.
It's just like it was back in England, Mom.
Yeah?
Our social studies teacher, he gives us this contract, and we work at our own pace.
Oh, this is great. It's great. I'm glad you like the new school.
Oh, yeah. It's just like having your own business. Oh, can I call Grandpa and tell him?
No, absolutely not yet. Because I want you to go out, please, and try to find that newspaper for me. It's somewhere out there. Meantime, I will think about starting dinner.
Sure.
Okay? Thanks.
Mom! Mom!
What?
Come here for a minute. Mom, you won't believe this. Guess.
Okay, slow down. What is it? What?
Guess who lives in the apartment right above us?
Who?
Guess.
Jeremy.
Hello. I guess Eric told you I'm your neighbor.
You are. Honey, why don't you go put those groceries away for me, okay?
Oh, Mom. Jeremy said I could go check out his new motorcycle. Please.
You did.
Please, come on,
brother. Okay, good.
Thanks.
It's okay, I've got the keys. He can't damage anything.
Yeah.
Well, I hope I'm not ruining your evening.
No, it's not you, Jeremy. It's, well, I hate to admit it, but I can't be more than a little bit uneasy about the fact that I'm living one flight below Lance's brother. When, of course, I know he's escaped from prison.